What it do, what it do, what it do. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's morning where I'm at, but when I post this, you'll be watching it at whatever time. So greetings to all. It is 23 degrees outside this morning, and North Carolina shut down.
Fierce winter storm is barreling across the country, with more than 70 million Americans under winter weather alerts tonight, and
North Carolina is shut down. We are under a severe snowstorm. To show you all of the snow that is accumulated here. This is day 2 of the shutdown. No, but in all seriousness, they shut it down for little things like this here, the refreeze. Like I said, it's 23 degrees, so the black ice. I don't know why we call it black ice, but ice don't have no color, but the black ice is the major warning that, the major concern, I should say, that North Carolina has and that the area has, and so we are shut down. So as you know, me and my girl Sandy, we out here doing what we gotta do, doing what we do. Right, Sam? Right? Sandy? Sands? Hey. We out here getting this walk on? Okay. You ready? You ready to get this walk on? Okay. So, today I want to talk about the stall. Shout out to my boy Randy Jean. Randy, he not too long ago, I picked up a smoker. I joined the fraternity that is the smoking club. And Randy, he had some, he's smoked more than I have. He had a smoker, gave me some pointers, and one of the things that he spoke to me about was the stall. And so the stall is like you're cooking in the smoker and the temperature's rising, right? So we want to get the meat to a particular temperature, right? And so you might be sitting out there for 2 hours or 4 hours, and the temperature's rising, and then all of a sudden it hits a point in the cook where the temperature just doesn't rise. And so that's called a stall. And you could be stuck there for, an hour, 2 hours, or whatever, where that meat is progressing. Then it just kind of sits there and doesn't happen. And so my thought was about the stall that happens usually in training, right? Because sometimes, when you start in training, the training, you're usually pretty terrible, right? And I mean, that's unless you've trained in a previous style before, and this is not necessarily all inclusive of karate. Anytime you start something brand new, you're going to be terrible at it, right? And so the learning curve happens pretty quickly, right? You start figuring out proper technique, how to do certain things. You pick it up and you learn, right? But then you kind of get to a period in your training where you kind of feel like, okay, I'm doing something, I'm doing all the right things, and nothing is happening, right? I'm not progressing anymore. I'm not seeing the results that I once saw. And that's usually a period where people get frustrated and want to stop. And so I think about that stall, right? Like how frustrating it is when you're going back to cooking, when you're in that cook and you're looking for that temperature and you're right about there where it's going to be ready, and then all of a sudden it just stops, like it's progressing nicely, quickly, and it stops. And then going back, one of my students, he came to me one time, and this was after training with me for a while, and was like, hey, I don't feel like I'm progressing. Like, you keep telling me that I am getting better, but whenever I am sparring with you, I don't see the results. And so I explained to him, like, yeah, you definitely are getting better, but I can't meet you with the same energy that I met you with when you first started. So the things that I held back on when you first started, I am no longer holding back to that same extent. And so, you still kind of feel like there's been no progression, but I can feel the progression. I can see the progression. And so, that's the same thing with training, with any type of training, right? You might not see the results immediately. You might feel like there's a lull in the training, in the progress, but it's not a lull, it's not a lack of progress, and it's at that time when we definitely need to push forward, continue to push ourselves, and continue to make progress. That student that I told about the stall, about his kind of that he was progressing, he was on the verge of wanting to quit. But then, lo and behold, he went to a karate tournament and proceeded to knock his opponent out. And from there, he never doubted his progress or the process. And so, what may look like stagnation is still progress, is basically the gist of what I'm trying to say this morning. So, I don't know if this is relevant to anybody, but I would say keep pushing, keep persevering, keep training. Even if you feel like no progress is being made, I would encourage you to keep going. All right. I hope you're doing well. Hope everybody is warm. And me and Sandy gonna continue this walk and head back to the house.